God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion. There's that word, dominion. Ah! Run away! It's actually in Genesis. Yes, chapter 1, like the first chapter in the Bible. It actually uses the word dominion. Oh no, what are we going to do with this? Wait. Haven't I already discussed this? Is this a repeat?
Look familiar?
I've seen this before.
Yeah, well, I saw it on a rerun.
Yes, you've seen this before. Kingdom. A word that shows up this many times in Scripture just needs to be more fully explored. And that's what we're going to do on this week's episode of Taking Your Dominion, the weekly discussion about on earth as it is in heaven, and our role in making it happen. I have a lot to say on this topic, and that's the whole point of this second video, because when I made the raw material for the first video, I had so much that I couldn't put it all in one video. So I've been waiting, and I recently went back and looked at the rest of that footage, and that's what I want to bring you today. I do encourage you to go back and watch that first video. You can do it later, or you can do it now. But here's the rest of the material that I recorded that day on this very, very important biblical topic of dominion. I'm talking about being apostles. Yeah, apostles. Now, no one they're all upset about this. I'm not talking about the apostleship. I'm talking about what Jesus told the apostles, and what he told them to go do is a function of an apostle role. Now, apostle at the time of Christ was not what it meant to us. It meant more like a diplomat. We would send a diplomat to another country, or a representative would be another word. Jesus also used the term ecclesia to describe his church. And both of these terms, he was borrowing from what we might call, and I hate this phrase, worldly systems. They weren't religious terms. They were worldly terms. They were functions of people in society that spread the word and taught people and instructed them on how to live a certain way. Did you catch that? How to live a certain way. By the way, this is where I'll bring up most of the parables of Jesus were all about the marketplace.
Really?
Yes, really.
Really?
Yes, really.
Really?
Yes, really.
Business, livestock, agriculture, managing cities, managing people, paying a day's wage, serving one another, interactions with other humans. He owns all the world and everything in it. Everything in it he called good. Everything is for him. Everything is for his glory.
Really.
There isn't a this versus that. And there isn't, by the way, an us versus them. There are only those that need Jesus, which is all of us.
What's your point?
Can we get our act together and our story straight on this idea of dominionism? Can we see it in the light of what it is? God's kingdom. Jesus taught us to pray, Thy will be done, Thy kingdom come, on earth as it is in heaven. The word in there is kingdom, king's dominion. That is God's will, that his kingdom will be spread throughout the earth, just like the original command and mission given to mankind. That is our mandate. That is our mantle. That is our mission. One last thing about this. When I use the term dominion, and when we talk about individuals playing a role in spreading that, none of us, or at least not most of us, are in charge of spreading this globally.
Try ruling the world sometime.
No, thank you.
We are very much, however, called to our own dominion. What is it we're in charge of? Where has God placed us? And what are we supposed to do with that? We're supposed to rule and reign that the way God would have us rule and reign, not with a heavy hand, but with love and compassion. We may be the only Christians they ever come in contact with, and most of us are, in fact, that. And that's the reason why this dominion mandate means so much and matters so much. It does affect those around us.
Oh.
Colossians 4:5 says, "Be wise in the way you act toward outsiders. Make the most of every opportunity. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone." The words here, wise and opportunity, and the whole metaphor, and even going into verse 6, are all about marketplace. They're all about being wise with all sorts of wisdom, not just spiritual, but life wisdom. And it says to take full advantage of every opportunity, every life opportunity. Be a wise human being as you interact with other human beings. And that in turn will allow you to have conversations with people. And you're to make them interesting. It's part of what salt means in this sentence. Make them interesting, make them attractive, make them engaging, involving. Be wise with them, interact with them in such a way that works with them. And that means all of life, not just throwing this at them. Nothing wrong with teaching this, but that should be part of life. And this verse and many other verses in the New Testament, but actually throughout, just talk about living as a city on a hill. Let your light shine in such a way that's going to attract other people to you because of the light of Christ in us. So, dominion, we'd be very wise to study it and then to act in accordance with it so that we can do the work for God on earth as it is in heaven. I hope you've enjoyed this deeper exploration of this all-important word, this word that shows up throughout the Bible in every story there is, because the entire Bible is a story about the kingdom, our King in heaven, and his dominion that he wants us to help spread around the earth. Speaking of, I hope you'll check out my course, Finding Your Dominion, a 10-week video-driven course that is literally about helping you find your dominion. What's the sphere of responsibility and role where you can use all your gifts and talents to the max and really help the world become a better place and make it more like heaven on earth? So I thank you for joining me for this week's Taking Your Dominion, the weekly discussion about on earth as it is in heaven. And I hope you'll get out there and do your part to make on earth as it is in heaven. Thanks.